Hello everybody, this is Mbalrog6's. I am here today to go over some tips and tricks and some building techniques that I think would help the beginner and probably some of the moderate to advanced users as well. Just things that I've picked up here and there. By all means, I am not the best builder, I'm not the greatest Crossout player, but I do have some tips and tricks that I think the community would like to know. So I'm going to go ahead and go over those today. And the first thing we're going to talk about is something that confuses a bunch of my clanmates as well as myself for a long time. And it really is, what's the difference between tonnage and mass, and how does this affect game performance, right? Or gameplay and building a vehicle. So the first thing I want to do here is let's just build a very crappy starter vehicle. And the starter vehicle here, we're going to throw one of the smallest calves that we have on, which is the Duster. And Duster is something that was only available to beta players. Yes, I was a beta player, so closed beta. That's why I got the Duster cab. But it illustrates my point just fine. So what I want to do here is show that this is a working vehicle. So here we are, working vehicle, crappiest vehicle known to man. Alright, so what are these parts that I got on here? The Duster itself. Let's take a look at this. Actually, let's do this in here. We'll throw up the information panel right down here. So you can see the Duster itself, it's going to have 210 structure points. Okay, the mass of this entire vehicle is 742 out of 4,000. So this is the tonnage. This is the mass limit right here. Okay, so the mass limit is also the tonnage limit, right? What I mean by tonnage limit is, look at this right here. This says if mass exceeds tonnage 3,780, progressive penalty is applied to max speed and acceleration. So what's on here? Go to build. Here, this cab itself has a tonnage limit of 2,000, a mass limit of 4,000. Okay, these wheels here give plus 570 tonnage each. Well, I take that back. This starter wheel straight, one that doesn't turn, gives 570. This wheel here, which turns, gives 320. So let's actually, at this point, let's take off the wheels. So we'll go back to that information. Here we can see, when I hover over this again, it says if mass exceeds tonnage 2,000. Where's it getting that 2,000 from? From the cab. From the cab. 4,000 is the limit, 2,000 is that. We add the wheels. So again, watch what happens when I put on these twin wheels in the back here. Twin wheels have tonnage plus 1,350. That means these two twin wheels right here gave 2,700 total tonnage, plus it had 2,000, so that means that it would be at its max, which is going to be 3,999, because anything over 4,000 would be an invalid vehicle. And if we hover over this, 3,999. There we go. Okay, so what happens if we go back to putting on our crappy wheels and we start to get over our limit? So we got our crap wheels. Actually, let's back that up a little bit right there. So we're back to having a tonnage limit of 3,780. Okay. So if I were to go and grab the heaviest piece that I have, which is a truck door, right here. Let's just put that on top and on the sides. That. Make our little box. And you can see that we are approaching our limit. Our little half wall. our quarter panels, if I can find them. There they are. So this piece right here took us over, right? So again, 3,780. We're now at 3,866. You see it went to orange because we passed that tonnage limit. Notice our acceleration is cut drastically. So let's go back to build and we'll remove this piece. So as soon as we hit that tonnage limit, boom, acceleration is gone and our max speed starts to deteriorate. See, and as we get closer and closer to our mass limit, it's going to get closer and closer to not being able to move at all. Once it turns red, that means this vehicle is invalid and cannot be taken into battle. So here, we'll test this drive. Look how slow I am. I can barely move. Right now, if I were to start removing some pieces again, let's just remove till we get. So this is what it's like. It's a viable vehicle. Ooh, barely. And again, we're going to put that quarter panel back on. Oops, quarter wall. Boom. And test drive. You can see again, we're real slow, but we'll at least get back up to max speed. Because our max speed wasn't affected that much, so we barely went over that tonnage limit. Alright, so that's what tonnage and mass really represent. Now you can affect that a couple different ways. For instance, our Cheetah engine right here, if you look at it, it says mass limit increased by plus 1,000, tonnage limit by plus 3,000. So now if we go back here, you can see 4,999 is my current tonnage limit and 5,000 is my current mass limit. So you notice that our performance is back up to where we want it. Still not a great build, but hey, it does show this is how you can affect these things, right? Also, wheels can make a difference. Again, because if you look at them, you'll see that they give different tonnage values right here. And then if you fuse the wheels, you can get usually tonnage improvements on them. So I haven't seen any wheels that actually give mass limits, but they do give tonnage upgrades. So you do have to watch the weight on these things, because look at the mass is 300 on this. So for instance, if we went back to this, right, you'll notice that with those wheels on there, my mass is my tonnage is 3,780, but my mass limit's 4,000. So there's not much leeway. So throwing those big tires on here, even though they give a lot more tonnage, they're going to actually take us past our mass limit, which is a big issue. Right, so I could even remove these and you'll see as I put these tires on here. Boom, mass limit exceeded. Even though you'd think you were doing well, the problem was that these tires just weigh a lot. Right, so they exceed our mass, but not our tonnage. But here we have a rear driving that works. But that's mass and tonnage and how those two things work together. Now,